Hello!
Hello, everyone.
I'm Janet Raftis, Master Energy Healer, Divine Feminine Channel.
And I'm Scott Hall. I love making fun of you. I'm Scott Hall, Psychic Medium and Channel.
And we just wanted to hop on here and see how y'all are doing, share some tips and tools that can help support you, tools that we use in our everyday life as we navigate this and life in general. Hey Kristen, oh my god, I totally was thinking about you right before we came on here, and I was like, I wonder if Kristen will be here. We connected.
Interesting. You must be psychic.
No. Well, Kristen and I have a strong connection too. Strong telepathic connection. So hi Kristen. So we kind of just we're curious.
Wanted to check in first and see how everyone is. There's not many people on right this second. There will be shortly, but want to know how everyone's doing. How are you feeling? So if you want to comment about that, and we'll read the comments and talk about it. Are you feeling beside yourself? I like that term, beside yourself. It's a perfect for this time, because it's like you over here instead of being in your body. Yeah. So beside yourself is another way of just saying ungrounded, being very heady and fearful and full of anxiety, which I've been during the last few days myself. So it's been tough.
Yeah, it's been, I think we're in the midst of, especially for those of us who are sensitive, that this is a really intense time. And, a big part of this is, we're dealing with our own triggered responses. We all have cellular memories from when we were younger, of trauma and things that were fearful for us, things that got lodged in our nervous system. And so there is a lot of, that is coming up for each of us individually. And then on top of that, it's coming up for everyone, right? And for those of us who are sensitive, not only are we feeling our own experience, our own trauma that we may or may not understand, but we are also experiencing and feeling everybody else's trauma. And so something that is so important for those of you who are jumping on right now, if you feel called to share what's coming up for you at any point in time, or share any questions or anything, please feel free. The part of this is we want to check in with you and see how you're doing and how you're navigating this. But so really recognizing our own experience, our own triggers, and then recognizing what we're picking up from the collective. I did a healing the other day for a group remote healing for my Divine Healing Circle, and the beginning of it was a cleanse of the basically the energy from the collective, and I could feel it as we were doing the cleanse, and as it was moving through the body, I could feel like it was almost like my body was split, and here was me feeling lighter and cleansed, and here was me feeling so heavy and so dialed into everything that was going on. It was such an interesting perspective. I mean, I know this stuff works, but I could literally feel it like I had a bar moving down me. And it was so enlightening as to how heavy and dense it was, and how much of that, even with all the tools I have and even with everything I know, how much I was carrying around with that. So Jill says she feels like she's going to explode, so much energy, exactly speaking to.
Yeah, yesterday I had to bring my car to the dealership, and I was in there, and everyone I was just around 6 people, and my son with me, and they had Fox News on, which wasn't helpful for me. Mm-hmm. But it was just the president talking about the flu stuff, and I was just couldn't believe how ungrounded I felt, how horrible I felt, and I couldn't figure out why, but it was just everything. It was everything. There's just so much. So it was all these people's energy that was in the room that were trying not to feel anything. I could tell they were trying not to feel anything. Yeah. And they were not even reacting to the president at all. The president usually brings great reactions from people. No one was even reacting. Everything was stuffed under, but I could feel it. The guy I was dealing with, I could feel it. And I texted Jay, I'm I feel horrible. I don't know if it's this, or everything. And I was, no, it's everything. So, and then there's, on top of that, we have some friends that their main thing that they talk about is how other people are feeling. They're not caring. There's people that just aren't caring enough. And then some people say, there's people that are overreacting. It's ridiculous. Well, either way, you're being upset about other people's emotions instead of taking stock of your own emotions. And that's really the most important thing, because like Ave says, is to take care of your own campfire and to look after yourself. That's the only thing you can do. For children, it's about influencing them to take care of themselves, to check in on themselves.
And that comes from like really being dialed into our own experience and trying to hold that groundedness, that embodied presence of what is, of what we can control. The only thing we can control is our own experience within the four walls that we're inhabiting, or how we are interacting with the outer world, right? And so, of course, part of this is to be mindful and to wash your hands and to try not to touch your face, which I just did, but trying to follow these guidelines, right? But part of this also is tuning in and asking and going into like, what is actually coming up for me? And then in those moments, like really tuning into the trigger, going to the deeper aspect of the trigger. And from that place, doing your own work, right? And getting back to a place of feeling embodied, which could be doing things that feel grounding. It could be doing healing work. I mean, I just traded a healing process with somebody this morning. We did it virtually, and it helped me to process some stuff that's coming up for me, and I feel better, And so it's in the moment is asking yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need?
I think it's a good time to talk about what Ave had to say, because I channeled Ave the other day, a couple of days ago. It was before even things got stricter about going out. It was on the 12th, I believe. And I'm just going to get to the meat of it. Basically, he said that it is about that fear. He made me realize fear is counterintuitive, or it's counterproductive rather, to feeling better. Fear is just going to bring more fear. We all agree with that. We know that our children, so he put it in the eyes of the children. He said, do you want the children of the universe, even if you don't have children, do you want the children of the universe, he said universe, to be fearful? No, we don't. We want them to be happy. So he said, okay, so the way for them to be happy is for you to experience happiness and influence them. And influence is an agreement upon, two people agree to influence someone. So the kid agrees that, hey, I'm going to be influenced by my parents. So just to know that it's an agreement of sorts. So he said the actual thing to do, I said, now first examine what is happening now, not now on the TV, not now on the internet. So the TV, that is like the thing that's really hard for us. We had to turn off the TV because it's just death counts, how many people are sick, how many closings, death counts, how many people are sick, how many things are closing. So he said, now with your family and friends, take note. Are you in current danger? Current danger. He said each person would benefit by asking themselves this. Notice I didn't say future danger. This is what Abe said. Current danger. Please verify this for yourself. So what we do is we go, oh no, well currently I'm going to be because this is going to happen. No, that's not current. Current means right now. So don't think of threat levels or concerns about the future. Right now, are you healthy? Do you have food? Do you have a home or place to stay? Now, if you analyze the situation and you are not experiencing current danger, tap your heart 3 times with the words, I am safe. And I urge you to try that, to really think about, like, is a car about to run you over? Are you okay right now? If you are, I am safe. And it will bring you back in your body almost immediately. It's such a good feeling. Then if you have children, you turn around and say, hey, y'all, we are safe. And teach them how to do this. And anytime you feel yourself switching back, once again, take note. Because I noticed too that with this, the way things are, we can switch back to fear in just milliseconds. Yeah. Just all you gotta do is turn on the TV, walk past the TV, or think of, oh my God, or look at Facebook and see that a friend's having trouble with their shop or something. It's just go back and do it again. And the news, all we need from the news is how to stay safe with the virus, how to support each other. We don't need to know how many deaths and everything, because once again, our job is to take care of ourselves. That is our job, and to take care of our children. But it's not our job to take care of other people that we don't even know. So just take care, get information from the TV that's necessary for your safety. So once again, it's about feeling safe, being safe. Just want to make sure I didn't say anything else that I forgot to minimize effects. Oh, so he said that the one thing that's beautiful is that all good things, he said, falling into the news, you want to talk about that. If you've had this feeling of falling, which I've had, where you fall into the news, you fall in, he said that is helplessness. That is what that is powerlessness.
Yeah.
And once again, take stock of your situation. Do the I am safe if you find that you are safe. He said the best action, your best ideas come from a place of grounded safety. They come from being in a vibration of love. In other words, your love will guide you through the situation. Now, how many times have we heard that? It's always about the heart. You want to get back connected to your heart.
And there's something even beyond that I just want to go into, just from, I do a lot of energy healing work. I mean, it's the primary, basis of my business. And this comes up a lot, I am safe, because of people being in triggered nervous system responses. Like Terry mentioned, that this is bringing up a memory of when Mount St. Helens blew. And I want to address some of that in a second. When you drop in and you go to I am safe right now, like, you can close your eyes, you can do what Abe said, but you can also close your eyes, put your feet on the floor, feel your body, squeeze your legs, breathe from your belly, and repeat to yourself right now in this very moment, I am safe. Now that is across the board, even if you don't think you have enough food, right? Or even if you don't think you have the things that you need, if you don't have enough toilet paper or hand sanitizer or whatever it is, right? You can go in, and in that very moment, the truth of the matter is that you're safe. In that moment, you are safe. In that one, even if you're just doing it moment to moment, in that one moment of a few seconds, you are safe. And what you're doing when you do that is you're giving your nervous system a signal that right now I'm okay. Right now at this minute, I'm okay. And it allows your nervous system to relax a little bit. Speaking to Terry's comment, and kind of what we talked about at the beginning with cellular memory, is that all of us are having different triggers here. So Terry's is actually with respect to physical safety. For some of us, what might be being triggered is the time that dad lost his job and all of a sudden we didn't have any money. Mm-hmm. Or it could be the time that mom left to go to the store and ended up, getting in an accident and going to the hospital and dying. I mean, all of these things are different things for every single person, but we are all likely being triggered by something, and some of them may be really big triggers, some of them may be lesser triggers, but everybody's dealing with that, and that is why it's so important
to check in and see, basically, if a car's not going to run you over, for most of the people that we know that they're watching this, if you're able to watch this, a car's not about to run you over, and you probably are eating okay, and you probably do have a roof over your head and clothes on your body. So nothing. It's the fight or flight is being used in a very negative way on your body right now. It doesn't need to be. I know it's. I experienced it the last couple of days. I was just like, at first I was like posting and saying, I feel good about this. Like I can help people and everything. And all of a sudden, boom! I got pulled into it, and I had to really analyze things. Well, okay, how did I get pulled into it? What happened? Yesterday I didn't meditate. Yeah. So let's talk about the list. So it's really important to pivot. So when you're in the fight or flight, and even if you don't think you are, you probably are. If you're in fight or flight, if you're nervous, you're anxious, you're worried, you're sad, you just need to have a list to go to pivot. So most of you know what pivoting is. It's changing your mood just a little bit. So we can't expect to go from depression, high anxiety to bliss. It's not what we do normally as humans. Mm-hmm. So we normally take small steps. So if you have a list of things that ground you, that make you feel better, like taking a bath, taking a walk, exercising, yoga, meditation, if you have that list to go to, then when you're in it, it's so much easier. If you don't have that list and then you get into the fight or flight mode, it's hard to think of that list, and it's hard to get yourself to do it. It's hard to get yourself to do it even if you have the list, because there's a part of us that wants to perpetuate this. Yeah. Just there's always a part of that's of the ego that thinks this is good to be in this mode. So do the list, make the list, and go for the list. And try, and you'll find that you'll pivot a little bit, and you pivot a little bit more, and once again, great things, great ideas come from that grounded happiness. They don't come from the anxiety. People say, well, was some mother of invention, that thing of the blankety blank is the mother of invention. You don't know? I don't know. I can't remember what it is. I don't know why. But anyway. Something like need is the mother. But we actually invent better when we're happy. It's the truth of the matter. So, and we come up with better ideas when we're happy.
Yeah, and I mean that's what somebody was saying the other day, that there's some excitement here around like what is going to come out of this. Now, not to say that that discounts the gravity or severity of what's happening, but when people slow down, right, inspiration is allowed to land. And I wanted to say, you know, a couple of you have just mentioned, like, you know, thank you for sharing. It's good to know that you guys go through this too. And what's so important, I think, is to recognize that as you do this work more and more and more, it doesn't make you immune to feeling these things and having triggers, but what it does is it makes you a lot more resilient, and the triggers become less and less and less over time. And so certainly we have each had our own triggers and our own moments in this, but I will tell you this, that compared to what this would have been like for me 10 years ago, it is night and day. And that is because the things that I talk about on here and the things that Scott talked about, like we actually do those. We actually do them at home. And this is an opportunity for us, for those of us who are interested in personal healing. This is an opportunity for us to go deeper and to heal ourselves on an individual level. And as we may not see the effects of it immediately in the short term, but as each of us heals, the world becomes more healed, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's like a rubber band. Like we experienced. We saw Jamie Butler in the grocery store yesterday, and I said, "Are you all right with hugging?" So we hugged, and she's like, "Oh, it feels so good to hug." I think it's like a rubber band where we're getting pulled away from hugging from each other. And all of a sudden, we're gonna smack. We're gonna be like, let's be in love again."
Yeah.
Because I was sharing this the other day, is that I think that it's too ironic. This whole thing is that we're in a time where nationalism is like being touted for some people as the way to go, and let's close our borders anyway. And then we get this virus that makes us close our borders, where we all agree it makes sense to close your borders. It makes sense to stop the plane flights. It all makes sense. So isn't this ironic? Isn't it crazy that we're all going to go into these little groups called families and realize, oh my God, I love my family. But then when we're let go, we're going to go have such an appreciation. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. We are going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, boundaries. Why were we thinking that? We love the earth. We love these. The earth is our baby. Let's take care of each other. Let's love each other. Let's expand. So I think what we're contracted, or the rubber band's making us pull away from each other. But another way to look at it is we've contracted, and then we're going to expand even bigger. And I think it's going to be beautiful. Yeah,
I mean, for sure, this is a part of the global awakening, right?
Yeah.
And I think that we can really get a lot just from what we've been saying about going within, loving our neighbors, loving our community, loving the global community, because it is also showing us how connected we are.
We are global. We can't go back.
We will not be able to go back. This is so different than when we were growing up, and a lot of you. And so, again, doing our own work is so powerful, because it's powerful beyond us. Melanie is sharing that she and her mom were in Nashville last Thursday and were going to spend the night, but she panicked and drove straight back home, and it was fight or flight for sure. It can feel protective, although it's not, right? And so this is such a powerful thing for us to have the awareness, right? Even if the awareness is after the fact, right? So Melanie, you have an opportunity now to go in and ask yourself, like, what was really being triggered? What was it that was really happening? And even, going into a light meditation, having your journal handy and asking to be shown, ask your higher self, ask your inner child, whichever you feel you are more comfortable working with, to show you what is the fear here. And then your healing happens around that fear, right? That's where you sit with your inner child. You let her know you're there for her. You hold her. You make a commitment or vow to take care of her during this time and to listen to her moving forward, so that she feels safe and protected in a way that she wasn't when the original wound took place.
Yes, true.
Yes.
Nice. I'm all calm now. I was kind of excited at the beginning.
That's so good.
Excitedly nervous, because it's so easy to go switch back into to high nerves.
Yeah, for sure.
These days. I want to talk a little bit about, so many of us are entrepreneurs, and I feel especially bad I feel it's hard for us, but like the restaurant industry. If you have a job where your income is not affected, hallelujah, thank God. Mm-hmm. Please continue supporting those who you normally support in whatever way you can. And maybe if they're not asking for help, ask them if how you could support them. Some examples that we wrote down were like purchasing gift certificates. You could use it later if you don't need, whatever you're buying a gift certificate for. You don't need it now. That's fine. Buy gift certificates for other people, for yourself, for friends, family. Venmo tips to people that are servers that are just sitting home. Hey, here's for the beer you're going to serve me two days from now, or 2 months from now. Joining online events. I'll be doing some online events with my music. Join them. Help people out.
Yeah.
If you've got the money, let's keep the money moving. Ordering to-go food and drink. Like I have a friend who runs a coffee shop, Waller's Coffee Shop. I'll give him a shout out. And he's doing to-go lunches, sandwiches, and coffee. Go. If you normally go to Waller's, go. Get something to go and support him. That's really important to keep things moving rather than us all getting fearful and then holding money too, which is energy, and holding that in instead of allowing it to flow. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything else that you want to share? If you're watching this later, please drop, any questions, concerns that you're having in the comments. We'll come back to them. I think Scott and I both are going to be doing things to, across the board in the capacity, like I'm going to be doing some free stuff here on Facebook Live and through Learn It Live, which is a platform that we use for, through the Center for Love and Light. And also have we'll have some paid offerings too, but we're going to try to sprinkle it up and do things that can bring people together, where we can be here together or in Zoom together.
And if you have any suggestions of online events that you want, information you want, like in light of maybe because of the coronavirus, let us know, because we'd love to help you out as well, because that's what feels good. It feels the best is when we help you out and energy and love flows. That's just the way it should be.
Absolutely. I'm going to pull a card for us.
Oh yeah, we're going to pull cards.
I'm going to pull a card from the Divine Feminine deck.
Can I pull it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott's going to pull a card from the Divine Feminine deck. And we'll both share what we get from it. Teresa of Avila. Oh my God, she's so perfect, y'all. So she is the mother of the interior life, the lady of the interior life. And she is so perfect, y'all, because, so Teresa of Avila was actually somebody who was in her lifetime very sick for many, many years. She was confined to her bed when she was young. And she spent that time in contemplation. And during that contemplation, she became much closer to God. She had like mystical experiences. She felt her union with God, and she ended up writing a book about this experience that is, I haven't read it personally, but I've read portions of it, extremely powerful and insightful into our connection with source energy, right? Who she experienced as God through the Catholic religion, but that we would maybe have a different description of. But the on the card it says, I trust the answers I find within me, and I know that the presence of love is real. And that is what we get when we go. So
I feel that the presence of love is real. She feels so grounding to me.
Yeah.
She just feels like peace, and it just feels so calming. I just got the love is so important right now. And so we forget every time we speak to spirit, it's about love. Every single time. Anyone that's passed over, they're like, it's about love. Other entities, it's about love. Extraterrestrials, it's about love. So like, what should we think about now? Maybe it's love.
Yes.
But anyway, I would look at her face. Tell me that doesn't feel grounding to you.
Oh, it feels so beautiful. Yeah,
so
and
peaceful, peaceful and grounding.
Yeah, we've got the white dove up there. And Corey's commenting that she's going to go work on a garden in the interior castle. Yes, she talks about the interior castle. And I think, Corey, you've actually read this book, if I remember correctly. So y'all really take that time to go within, make the most of what is being offered to you, and really tuning into that connection with source energy. And if you're a writer, because she was, and she's holding a quill here, write about it. Connect with your inner child.
Yeah, write about what's going on with you. Writing it, getting it out there. There's always people that can relate. It's a wonderful thing. And thank you, Jeff, about the music, about buying songs. I'll get right on that. It's awesome. I didn't think about Bandcamp.
Yeah. So, and if you guys if you want to share what you're doing or what your small business is in the comments, feel free to do that here. We can share what our offerings are with people for those of us who don't know, because who knows who's looking for exactly what you have.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
As we just found out,
Yes. All right. So I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You wanted it's a half hour. It's so perfect. We're perfect timing.
I'll post a picture of this in the comments too if y'all want to, look at it more closely and feel her grounding presence, because it really is. And it was so good to see you all on here. Hi Alex, hi Bailey, hi Jeff,
hello
hi
everyone.
everybody. And we're grateful you joined us. And we'll be, if you guys have something you want us to talk about, or if you just want to hang out on Facebook Live, let us know. We love you.
Love you. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.